the 1997 world champion of putting pillowcases.
Apparently I used to say that a lot when we would make beds
Well,
together.
almost
I'd be like, I don't know if you know this, but I'm really fast at putting pillowcases on pillows. And he'd be like, cool. And then one time, like 5 years into our relationship, he was like, you have said that every single time we've made the bed. And I was like, oh.
I don't know if you know this about me. I do.
I'm really good. So now I say it every time. Doesn't work. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another vlog. We are back in California and I am having a pretty typical Monday. It's just like every little thing that can go wrong is going wrong. It's just annoying. Nothing obviously terrible, but just annoying little things here and there. One of which being, I was just getting ready and I was trying to plug in this blow dryer that I got that I was testing out. And it doesn't work. So I don't have another blow dryer here. I left mine in Arizona, so I'm doing my best to like shake out my hair because I've got somewhere to be in a couple hours. But I have faith that like well actually I only have about an hour and some change for my hair to air dry, and my hair famously takes a really long time to dry, so we'll see what happens. It'll be a fun little experiment. I have therapy in about 20 minutes, and then immediately after therapy, I'm meeting Alexa at the pumpkin patch. We're doing our annual pumpkin patch trip, and I'm super excited about that. So we're meeting at 1 o'clock. It's 10:41 now, so my plan is to have my makeup and my outfit done, or at least like picked out before I start therapy. Then my therapy is from 11 to noon, and then immediately after that I can just kind of like get changed really quick, do my hair as best as I can, and then head out the door. So it'll be really fun and everything's gonna be fine. It's just, you know, I'm on my period, you know how that goes. Oh, there goes the AC. But what I will say is I'm proud of myself. Oh my god, this could be really good for my drying of the hair. Let me take advantage. But I've had a good morning so far. It's just like little things, like I'm dropping things and I'm breaking things, and I broke a nail. I was opening a drawer and that happened, so I need to get my nails done anyway. Y'all mind if I complain real quick? If you're like on a friend vibe with me, you get it. If you're not, don't watch this. But you know how it is on like day 2 of your period. Actually, I think it's day 3 now, but I'm still suffering. But anyway, enough about that. We got back to Arizona, or California, a couple days ago, and it's been so nice. We've just rested, recovered, recouped. We did something socially every single day we were in Arizona. There was not a single day in the 9 days we were there that we weren't doing something. And as much as it was amazing and wonderful to like catch up with everyone, we got to do everything we wanted to do and see everyone we wanted to see, it was a lot, like as a couple of introverts. So we just took the last 2 days, hunkered down, did our own thing, and it was really nice. I'm feeling much more restored. We will talk about the Taylor Swift album at some point in this video because that came out a few days ago. So maybe later we can chat about that, but we're gonna have a nice, fun little fall vlog. See, it's like I want to be this aesthetic person who puts out these incredible videos and they're just like aesthetically beautiful and inspiring. But this is who I am to my core, you know what I mean? I'm just a chaotic person. I can only be me. I'm also trying a new form of therapy today, which is called ART, and maybe I'll talk more about it later in this vlog because I don't know much about it, but it's recommended in parallel or in combination with the ERP that I'm doing at the moment. And my ERP is going at a pretty slow pace, but you set the pace for yourself. I was recommended this form of therapy. I've heard it can be really helpful, and I will let you know how it goes. I'm doing it virtually, which is different because I think usually it's done in person, but this was actually recommended by a friend, and I'm excited to see what happens. I'm just gonna keep brushing my hair in hopes that I will dry it out. I will have my fans on during therapy as well, and sometimes in life you just gotta roll with the punches. All right, y'all, It's a little bit later. It is, honestly, I have so much to talk to you about therapy, about the mentee bee I had after therapy, about how I was almost late for the pumpkin patch, but I am in fact here. I'll show you my outfit real quick. But we're gonna go have a lovely little time and everything's gonna be fine. I'm so excited. Hi! Look at Alexa's cute sweater. She's sweating a little bit, but it's okay.
A little. I was gonna wear something else. I had this
matches
like
so well.
floral like maxi dress on and this like vest, and John came in and he was like, well, what about the overalls look? He's like, that kind of, and then with the sweater, he's like, you have to.
So styled by John.
Yeah.
God, I could have used his help when I was getting dressed. It's just a good note to myself that I do in fact need some sort of like, I got the Christmas sweaters, but I need the fall sweaters, so.
They're harder to find.
I'll be on the hunt. Yeah, they are.
You're resting on a pumpkin. Be very careful.
Good morning, everybody. It's actually a few days later, maybe like 2-3 days later, something like that. And it is like, I don't know, 9 a.m. I'm headed out for a walk. I thought maybe it'd be fun to do something that I've seen my friend Sierra do in the past, where she kind of walks and just chats about different topics. I've done a few of these kind of like almost like podcast style videos where I just kind of chat about something at length. So I think I'm just in the mood to chat. I've actually gotten a lot of DMs, I've gotten some comments, etc. from you guys asking for my thoughts on like the Taylor Swift album, which I mentioned I would talk about. In case you're interested, I just think it's fun to talk about it. Like I'm hearing a lot of takes. Also wanted to update on like my therapy, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's a bit of a cloudy, moody fall morning. I'm loving that. So we're gonna head out on this walk. I drove to some random trail and let's just yap, you know? God, I love a yap. Okay, I feel like I need this mic because it's windy. I was also just walking really fast to like try and not be around people. But anyways, my first thing I wanted to talk about was the therapy that I tried a couple of days ago. It's called ART therapy. And to be honest, I heard good things about it, but I didn't do too much research because I just kind of wanted to like go in with an open mind. And I didn't want to, I don't know, sometimes I can get really in my head about stuff and I spiral, and I just kind of like wanted to just be surprised, but I knew that it involved rapid eye movements and you kind of follow like a certain thing that goes back and forth, and I'm going to paraphrase here, obviously speak with your own therapist or mental health provider about it, but it's a really good option for people with phobias, trauma, things like that. It kind of helps your brain reprogram things from what I understand, and view them differently, and you kind of play back things, whether it's a specific day, a specific trauma, whatever, and then kind of like change the way your brain views it in your mind and like take off the intensity and stuff. I actually really enjoyed it. I do think I'll do it again because I was just having a really stressful day, and my therapist mentioned to me afterwards like that my brain was kind of like a pot before it goes into the kiln, so it's just a little gooey and like needs some time. And I ended up, she was like, take it easy afterwards. And I did not take it easy afterwards. And I had like a full-blown meltdown, like ADHD meltdown. It was just awful. And then I was just in a weird mood the rest of the day. So I will probably do it again, but I really, really enjoyed it. I cried several times throughout. I'm not much of a therapy crier. Like, I mean, I guess sometimes, but this brought up a lot of different things. It was very, very emotional. It was like, picture you and all your past selves doing like this. And I was picturing me as a little girl, me like, it was wild. So obviously I'm not a mental health professional. Go with who you trust. But that with my ERP that I'm doing, exposure therapy, I think is really gonna help a lot. And I feel like the edge has been taken off ever since I did that, which is really what I'm hoping for. So yeah, I think you can do it multiple times, but I am definitely going to be redoing that. And I just
really love my therapist, and yeah, can't say enough good things about that experience. It was really just the aftercare. It was me. I messed up when it came to that, but I will definitely continue. Okay, I'm getting closer to a road. Let me turn around. Oh, it's like a little foggy out here. But yeah, I am really grateful to have access to mental health care. I know that that is a big one at the moment, and I feel fortunate that I qualify through Drew's job. But anyways, the next thing I wanted to talk about was Taylor Swift's album. Miss Swift released The Life of a Showgirl, and as some background, I am a 18, 19-year Swiftie. I have been around since the very beginning, since the debut era. It actually makes me sick sometimes when I see things online when they're like, when Fearless came out, I was 6 years old, and I'm like, I was 20. So I've been around since the beginning, and I have thoughts about this album. Now, here's the thing. I need to preface it because if you have like specifically TikTok this week, it's been brutal, at least for me. My For You page has been entirely people like absolutely hating this album. And do I absolutely hate it? No. But do I like it, and is it my favorite Taylor Swift album? No. Also no. I think it's very interesting. You can criticize people that you're a fan of. You can criticize their work, or you can just be like, hey, this wasn't for me. But I feel like it's been weird online lately. Like when people have been like, hey, I don't like this album, I don't think it's good. And like diehard Swifties are like, well, you just don't get it. Or you just are allergic to fun or whatever. And it's like, no, I mean, I've been around. The overarching thing over all of this is that I'm happy she's happy. I hope that she genuinely gets whatever she wants in life. She is a person that I do not know. She's a complete stranger to me. I'm just a fan of her music and her. And there are just like, yeah, a few things about this current era that I'm just not the biggest fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of like the proximity to certain people, and like not a biggest fan of the current muse. I don't know if it's like reminds me of someone that I used to date or whatever, but not my fave. And yeah, I have a lot of thoughts, but the main ones are that, no, I did not think this was her best work, and it's okay to disagree. When people are like, this is her best album, it's my favorite album she's ever made, I'm like, good. So I don't, like when people were like, oh, I hated Reputation or Lover or that, who cares? Like, I don't care if you don't like that. You know, I don't understand. It kind of has the what about me-ism of being online at the moment, where it's like, you don't like this thing that I like, so because you don't like it, you're just a hater or you're just wrong. And yeah, I mean, there are some songs that I do like, some songs that I have been listening to. I like when the chorus kicks in on Elizabeth Taylor. That's good. The Fate of Ophelia is growing on me. I like Honey, So Sue Me. I do think that's a cute one. I like the music and the melodies of Wishlist. Not the biggest fan of the lyrics, but you know, and yeah, there were a lot, let's talk about it. There were a lot of pretty cringe lyrics on this album. Cringe is subjective, obviously. To be cringe is to be free. Being cringed out is like a personal problem. So the fact that I felt cringed out by some lyrics is entirely on me, you know? But yeah, it did, I winced quite a few times. I'm trying to be nice because I know a lot of Swifties watch me and they want me to like echo their same opinion, and I may not, and I'm sorry if that's the case. It's okay. So I'm still gonna be here. My friend Aline Duflock, if you don't follow her, she and her sister Michelle have an incredible channel. She posted about it. She has almost all of the same opinions as me on Taylor Swift throughout the years. And she posted about how she famously misses her favorite muse, Joe Alwyn, which same. I am an admitted Joe head. I'm obsessed. I'm still at the restaurant, unfortunately. But that, you know, she will eat whatever is being served. And I could not agree more. Yum, yum, yum. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of my overall thoughts. Alexa and I actually talked about it at length the other day when we were together too, and it's just an interesting time to be online because there's just a lot from both sides. There's a lot of people that are like, you're just like a misogynistic hater. No. Or like on the other side of the coin, people are genuinely distraught over this album, and that feels a little intense to be upset over like melodies not jiving with you or whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of my overall theme, is that art is meant to be critiqued. Taylor Swift is a person I do not know, but am a fan of her music. I do think that this album was much more of like her having fun and being satirical and all that, and it just wasn't for me, and that's okay. Am I still gonna listen to it? Yeah, I'm in the cult. I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this also feel like me, but I do think I've seen a couple memes that are like, this album sounds like what people think Taylor Swift's music sounds like. Wasn't my favorite album. I would say it is my least favorite Taylor album. It is definitely number 12 on the list, but it's not gonna hit for everyone every time, and that's okay. I listened to the album in full the night it came out, and then the next day we were driving back to California, and Drew and I listened to it in full, and we did in fact have to listen to Folklore and Evermore both back to back, top to bottom, just for a little bit of a palate cleanser. So life goes on, you know what I mean? And that kind of, like I was saying, you know, the discourse about this album has brought up, I was going deep on TikTok, I was scrolling a lot of different things, and I was like, this feels too much. The internet in general lately just feels very volatile. It just feels like every day you can open up any specific social media app and everyone is so angry. And rightfully so. There's a lot going on in the world and in this country. And so naturally, we're gonna take it out on each other, but it just feels so nasty lately. And like, not even necessarily towards me. I mean, sure, that's part of it. Like, my comments have been a lot nastier recently, like the bad ones. But it's more like, I don't know, people making content about other people, snark culture, like all this kind of stuff. It just feels so fucking mean. And it's like we all just desperately need to, you know what I mean? Like a lot of that. So that is what I'm attempting to do today, because it just feels sometimes, you know what I mean? And I know we all feel like this. Like, no matter if you're just a social media consumer, no matter if you're a social media creator, like it just feels like, I don't know, I don't understand the whole like gotcha thing. Like, people are always trying to catch somebody in something, or like throw some person to the wolves, when there's actual problematic people out there doing like really bad things. I don't know, it's like maybe we should focus on that. Oh my God, look how pretty these flowers are. Stunning. And like, not to be the sunshine and rainbows girl from Mean Girls, but sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, like I think we should all log off. It really is the damn phones, as they're saying on the internet. Like, it really is those damn phones. It's making all of our brains rot. And it's like, I don't know, I notice such a pattern of like, when I am actively online and I'm doom scrolling and I'm trapped in the doom scroll cycle and I can't get off my phone for like, you know, I have like a freaking 10-hour screen day or whatever. It shows. It's a direct correlation to my poor mental health. Like, I'm very aware of it. And like, it's so easy to fall into that trap. It's so easy to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna scroll all day today, because I'm in like functional freeze or whatever they're calling it, where it's like I can't make any decisions, I can't get up, even just the thought of like showering or doing whatever feels too overwhelming. So like, I think there's just a lot of that, and it's a lot easier to take it out on maybe other people you're watching or engage with more negative things when you're going through that. But yeah, it's just an interesting time to be online, and it feels, yeah, like negativity is king at the moment. And that's like the content that does well. It's the content that is more engaging. And so this morning I was like, no, absolutely not. I reject that. I am going to get the frick outside. I'm gonna get some vitamin D. Guess I'm still getting a little bit, even though it's cloudy. And I am going to put the phone down. Oh my God. But I know a lot of you know how I'm feeling. It's obviously not every day I'm on my phone all day, but you know what I'm saying. I've noticed too, like, I have ADHD, so I'm sure a lot of you that have ADHD can relate, but there'll be times where I'm like watching a movie and then I'm like catching myself scrolling on my phone and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even watch a movie or a show without like Googling the person, or then I'm going down a rabbit hole of like something else or whatever. God forbid I get like an ad or a commercial or something, I'm like on my phone. Like, yeah, our attention spans are at like 0. We're all like iPad kids out here, and I'm trying to break that. I did buy a brick, and when I was back in Arizona, I meant to bring it back here, and I completely forgot. So that'll be something that I will bring back on our next trip to Arizona, because I think I need need to call some reinforcements. I need to lock myself out of my phone. If you are like off of social media, like short form social media, please let me know in the comments. How's your mental health? Do you feel like just watching YouTube helps? It's hard because as a creator, I always want to be, I don't know, connected, like plugged in. I want to know what's going on and what people are talking about. Then it's like, yeah, I take it a step too far and I'm on my damn phone for way too long. Drew and I did go thrifting this weekend and we thrifted a bunch of new books, well, secondhand books. And I am going to get through my TBR and my Kindle while also picking books from, I think we thrifted like 20 books or something like that. And I'm gonna like trade off. So I'm gonna do a book on my Kindle and then a book from the bookshelf. And I think that'll help a lot, like carving out actual time to read, maybe during a lunch break or whatever, because all I do is read before I go to bed and then I'm sleeping within 4 minutes. So it just doesn't really help, you know? We actually had like a little hobby night the other night. We're gonna do that like once a week, where we put on a movie and then I did junk journaling. Drew did his mini painting. He was actually building a mini and it was so nice. And I went way beyond the time that the movie was on and I could have kept going. I was in like a flow state for sure. So yeah, just like forcing myself to get back into my hobbies, etc. Like if you don't have kids and you don't have, you know, that consuming all of your time, it can be really easy to just like sit on your phone, you know, and just kind of fall into that trap. I mean, obviously not just if you have kids, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to anticipate people being like, well, I blah, 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 blah. So anyway, that's kind of my current thoughts on everything that's going on, everything with Taylor, therapy, etc. Morning. Oh, she was just listening to Fast Car, the Tracy Chapman version. Yes, please. Anyways, thanks for keeping me company on my walk. It feels good to yap. And I'd be curious to know your thoughts in the comments. All right, all finished with my walk. I think in total I was out there for maybe like 45 minutes and that felt great. It felt great. I've been doing my little like strength training workouts that you saw in the beginning of this, which are literally just like conditioning. Like it's me just building back up. It's not really strength. It's trying to like regain some strength and like more mobility. I've talked about it, but I think I'm feeling more normal as time goes on, which is really great. So really grateful for that, really grateful for my health and the ability to get out and do these things again after having a literal organ removed. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna stop talking about that. Like, it still blows my mind. I'm like, oh my God, I literally had an organ cut out of me. It's insane. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if there are any other like topics you wanna see me talk about in the future or any things that I missed when I was talking about the Taylor Swift discourse or just anything in general. Let me know your thoughts. Let's chat in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me today and I'll see you very soon in the next vlog. Bye.